Hello again, everybody. Welcome to OCVarsity.com. It's time to talk a little bit about something that's going on in football, and specifically, Carlos and Dan, we're talking about the top 10, specifically number 1.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, now we've all been voting Servite number 1, these first 2 weeks of the polling, and I think that the way Mission Viejo looks and the way they've come out and beat the heck out of a couple pretty good football teams, we might want to consider Mission Viejo number 1. I think, offensively they've got a lot going on. Bridgeford's a good quarterback. Trey Madden, when he goes in the Wildcat, he can throw it, he can run it, he gives them all kinds of options. They've got some pretty good receivers with Keller. I think that's a good-looking group. Defensively, ferocious as heck.
Dan just said Trey was only okay on defense.
I'm second. Off camera, he may have. But
Trey, don't listen to.
Yeah, exactly.
Coach Johnson.
I heard it.
So yeah, go ahead, fire him up some more, man. But anyway, my thinking is that we should really probably be thinking a little bit seriously about Mission Viejo, and I know we've all picked Servite to beat La Habra, but darn, maybe Mission Viejo is the number 1 team in the county. What do you think? Is that a legit question?
Sure, it is. And in doing the top 10, my vote this week, I definitely thought long and hard about Diablos. I saw them in person last week against Loyola, and I was super impressed. The offense is very diverse with Alex Bridgeford.
Yeah.
Trey Madden is looking better at quarterbacks this year. He's got a great arm. He's rolling out, throwing it really well. Ruland, Keller, they got a lot of receivers. Dallas Kessman, they're running the ball. So and the defense is flies around scrappy, and obviously Trey Madden.
Mission Viejo's scrappy now. Defense is scrappy.
Well, their
Public school
defensive
guys can be
line,
scrappy too.
Are the Diablos hearing this?
The Diablos aren't. Their defensive line isn't physically imposing maybe as Servite's is.
By the way, scrappy's a compliment.
Oh, okay.
They
I
move.
thought that was
They
like,
move. They're
your
quick.
little cousin, and you go,
There's an
scrappy
S.
little kid.
There's an S in there. Scrappy. There's an S.
All right.
But I
You
think
didn't say without the S.
Okay.
Mission's going to have the chance to, with their schedule, upcoming games against Long Beach Poly and Carson. If they can impress against these two teams, Long Beach Poly, Carson, they also have Redlands East Valley. They play Corona this week. But if they win these games, they could make a case for number 1. They got 6 non-league games now.
Okay, I want to get.
Are we
something in
crazy?
here. Okay, I want to get something in here. Okay, Ric Flair, the great pro wrestler, one of my favorite of all time.
Yeah, and you have his haircut.
Exactly. To be the man, you have to beat the man. Yeah. And you know who beat the man?
Ric Flair.
Exactly. But no, Servite beat Mission last year. They come in number 1.
What year was that?
Mission Viejo might be the better all-around team. We don't know. But right now, Servite has the title. They are the champs.
Got to go off this year, though, Coach Arias. This year, who's the best team right now? Well, obviously they're not playing.
This is just another day for me because I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Really don't.
But seriously, I really do think Servite's defense is the best around. I think they're as good as last year.
So no debate here. Servite number 1 by a clear margin.
I'm saying there's no clear margin. Mission Viejo is awesome. I'm not even saying
but like
that
you
at all.
say, you got to beat number 1 to be number 1.
Exactly. That's what I think.
That was my interpretation of that.
I try to make it
Very
as
good.
clear as possible.
Now, nice effort.
Yeah, Servite's got a good schedule too. They got some, they got a game against Chaparral coming up.
Yeah.
Yep.
They got La Habra on their schedule, so they're going to have some.
And they got that little Trinity League thing to worry about.
That old thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That should be fun.
South Coast League is looking pretty tough as well.
That new
Coast
South
looks
Coast
awesome.
League looks really good. That little 5-team thing. That
Maybe
league,
stronger than
gotta
the
love it.
Trinity League.
Ooh,
That little Trinity
That's a
League.
debate for next week.
Okay, that'll be
Trinity
next
League.
week. Okay, well, we'll talk about that next week. So that's our thoughts on the top 10. Actually, what's going on with 1 and 2. We vote on that every Monday.
Wait,
and
one
every
other thing
Monday,
I want
yes,
to bring up real quick.
Carlos.
A lot of people think Los Al might be up deserving there. They got to play somebody before they can get into that discussion.
I concur with you, Carlos.
Sorry.
Okay, so that's what's going on here in the top 10. That's our little debate. It's pretty interesting. I think, it's pretty worthwhile to talk about. Maybe we can talk about Los Al or something or wrestling next week here at OCVarsity.com where we've got you covered.
Mean Gene.